History demonstrates that boundaries drawn by empire rarely settle peacefully in the post-colonial world. They become flashpoints, not merely geographical lines, but arenas where deeply rooted national identity clashes with modern political ambition. In Southeast Asia, the border dividing Thailand and Cambodia is one such scar. It is a frontier defined by centuries of conflict, complicated by the cartography of French colonialism, and punctuated by the silent witnesses of ancient Khmer temples. For decades, this dispute simmered, but in 2025, the volatility of this ancient line became intrinsically linked to the instability of modern politics. A domestic struggle for power in Bangkok converged with a calculated maneuver for legitimacy in Phnom Penh. This was not a war of expansion, it was a crisis of state fragility, where the border was transformed into a tactical weapon in an internal political battle, leading to the most severe military confrontation the region had seen in a generation. The existing order along the frontier was one of armed truce. Following Cambodia's independence in the 1950s, the dispute over territory entered the international arena. The International Court of Justice, or ICJ, twice intervened. The 1962 ruling awarded the famous Preah Vihear Temple to Cambodia, a decision driven largely by Thailand's failure to formally challenge a flawed 1908 French map. 50 years later, in 2013, the ICJ clarified its decision, confirming Cambodian sovereignty over the temple's entire promontory. Yet these rulings solved the issue of the famous temples, but they did not demarcate the remaining hundreds of kilometers of the border. The system remained fundamentally fragile, an unresolved, ambiguous border policed by two armies operating under intense nationalistic pressure. Stability was maintained only through continuous, tense local negotiation. The deeper weakness lay not in the stones of the temples, but in the political structures of the states themselves.
In Thailand, the forces of structural decay were profound. The country suffered from a decade-long schism between the elected, populist Shinawatra political machine and the entrenched military royalist establishment. The political system was brittle, susceptible to legal and constitutional manipulation. In 2024, the central actor entered the frame, Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra, the daughter of the deposed former leader. Her position was constrained by constant scrutiny and the lingering threat of judicial interference. Across the border, Cambodia's leadership under Prime Minister Hun Manet, the son of the long-ruling strongman Hun Sen, was actively working to consolidate its own power. For the Cambodian government, external conflict served a critical domestic purpose, harnessing nationalism to legitimize the new leader. By September 2024, Hun Manet had already withdrawn Cambodia from a regional development pact, leveraging historical grievances to appear strong. The stage was set for the convergence of two separate political agendas onto a single contested geographical point.
The fuse was lit in June 2025. The catalyst was not a military intrusion, but a private conversation. An audio recording was leaked, capturing a discussion between PM Paetongtarn and Cambodian power broker Hun Sen. In the call, the Thai PM allegedly criticized a Thai general and warned the Cambodian leadership not to trust the Thai military establishment. This private criticism, a diplomatic blunder that revealed the deep fault lines in Thai domestic politics, was seized upon instantly by her rivals. Within weeks, the Thai Constitutional Court acted. On July 1, 2025, Paetongtarn Shinawatra was suspended from office over the ethics concerns raised by the leaked audio. Thailand was suddenly operating under a political vacuum. In this void, the pressure on the border forces intensified. Any perceived weakness in defending the frontier would be immediately catastrophic for the remaining government officials. This moment of extreme domestic political disorder created the necessary conditions for external military action.
With the Thai political leadership weakened and attention focused inward, Cambodia's leadership saw opportunity. The conflict escalated near the Taman Tam temple complex, one of the many sites left ambiguous by the ICJ rulings. Cambodian military units advanced, reportedly setting up new logistics positions and initiating the direct confrontation. They were adapting faster, utilizing the Thai political vulnerability to push the line. On July 24, 2025, the local conflict crossed a critical threshold. Cambodian rockets and artillery fire impacted deep into Thai territory, striking civilian areas in Surin and Sisaket provinces. 11 Thai civilians were among the initial casualties. This deliberate shelling of civilian ground forced a massive institutional response from the Thai military. Regardless of the political vacuum, the professional obligation to respond to an attack on the homeland superseded the internal rivalry. The military institution was now the dominant actor.
The Thai military response was decisive and unprecedented. The internal political struggle required the institution to demonstrate absolute strength, leaving no room for strategic ambiguity. Hours after the Cambodian shelling, the Royal Thai Air Force mobilized its modern air superiority. F-16 fighter jets were scrambled. This marked the first use of airstrikes by Thailand in the conflict in over a decade, fundamentally changing the balance of escalation. The F-16s struck Cambodian positions near Taman Tam. This was a clear message. While Bangkok's civilian government might be in disarray, the military possessed unquestioned kinetic power. The confrontation resulted in a confirmed total death toll of at least 14 people, military and civilian, and led to the displacement of over 110,000 individuals. The sheer magnitude of the displacement underscored the deep costs incurred when territorial disputes become tools of domestic political survival. The tactical failure of diplomacy was replaced by strategic air power.
The July 2025 crisis was a transition, not a conclusion. The immediate outcome saw the military conflict subside, but the underlying political disputes were exacerbated. Cambodia's leadership successfully leveraged the tensions to consolidate nationalistic sentiment, strengthening Hun Manet's legitimacy. In Thailand, the crisis reinforced the narrative that the suspended Shinawatra government had been dangerously vulnerable and compromised. While a full-scale war remained unlikely due to Cambodia's conventional military disadvantage, the risk of miscalculation remains acute. The major external power, China, maintained a watchful silence, their influence over Phnom Penh reserved for moments when regional stability truly threatened their strategic economic interests. The fundamental conflict endures. Territory remains contested, and the boundaries of nations continue to serve as instruments for internal power struggles. The crisis of 2025 proved that the failure to establish clear rules and stable governance within a state will inevitably invite confrontation on its perimeter, trapping local populations in cycles of disorder and violence.